Hey friends, it's Nicole, your Freckle Planner, here to do a tutorial on how to add a zipper to a tote bag. And I am using this very pretty tote bag from the Gold Mining Cocoa and Also Paper collab. I'm gonna be honest, I originally bought this zipper for it, but I didn't realize it was 24 inches, which is, as you can see, this much too long. So I'm not going to use this. I'll save it for something else or take it back. And I have an extra 14-inch zipper, which I think is just big enough. If you're gonna do this, I do recommend trying to find a 16-inch zipper, but the 14-inch does work. And the zipper that I bought, this one is a coil separating zipper, so it's for sweaters and jackets. I did another bag where I used this sport zipper, and I really like that because it has really big teeth to go on the zipper. But this one will work just as good. So I'm going to hop right in. One of the things that you will need when you're doing this is a super easy hot glue gun, and then hot glue, obviously. I did the first one with regular hot glue gun sticks, the clear ones, and it worked just fine. This one I'm going to do with the Surebond fabric stick. This one is supposed to be a little bit more flexible and work really good with fabrics. So, like I said, you can use the regular sticks if you don't want to buy these. Otherwise, I'll put these in my Amazon store in the link in the description so you can find these. They weren't too expensive. I think they were like $5. And then you absolutely can use a regular hot glue gun, but I will tell you, this is my absolute favorite hot glue gun. I have multiple hot glue guns, and this is the one I reach for every single time. It's the Surebonder. It's the high temp, so it gets the hot glue really hot. And then this is what I like about it. It's fine tip, so it doesn't put out a lot of hot glue every time that you push the trigger. So if you use a regular hot glue gun, just be really mindful at how much glue you're pushing out, because when you're putting it on the zipper, it might look like it's enough, but when you push the zipper to the bag, it's gonna be too much and it's gonna squeeze out. So just be really careful how much you put on there, or just go get my absolute favorite hot glue gun, this fine tip one. So I'll hop right in. I'm going to turn the bag towards me and then lay the inside flat, but open the mouth a little bit like this. Take the tag off of my zipper. And then what you'll want to do is line up the zipper right where you want it. So what I'm going to do is take this and line it right on the edge where the zipper starts, right in the corner right here where the seam is. And then what I'll do is I'm going to just glue across. You absolutely can use pins for this. I am a make it easy, lazy type of crafter, so I'm not going to do that. But that's where I'll start, is with the zipper facing out towards me, and then the mouth of the bag open just enough. And then I'll put just a little bit on the corner to get it started. And then one other thing I'll note is that when you're putting it on the bag, make sure that you have just enough space from like the top of the bag to where you're gluing it to be able to fold this over, because you don't want the zipper to be too deep into the bag and not be able to zip it. And then now that the corner is done, I'm just going to do a little bit at a time right on the zipper. And then I'm just going to work my way over. And then once you get to the end, I have a little left over here. So I'm gonna glue just right up to the end, but not actually on the end of the zipper. And then put it in there. And I'm just gonna hold that for a few seconds. You want it to really hold. I have a little extra that I'm gonna try to scrape off. You wanna hold and make sure that this is cool before you move on to the next step. Okay, so now you can see that it is nice and stuck on there. And then I can move to the other side. So then we just flip it over. Open up the mouth, and then I am going to actually start on this side again and put just a little bit on the tip. And you see how it just disperses just a really small amount. Fold it under. It might help if I open this up a little bit. And then I'm gonna stick it right in the seam. Okay, so now you can see that these are both right in the seam. The edges aren't all the way done, but that's easy because I can just go in there and put some more glue and push it down. Should I say caution, this is hot? It's not like hot, but it's hot. So caution, it's hot. You know, McDonald's put caution warnings on coffee cups, and everybody knows that coffee cups are hot. So like if you see like the glue pushing out, don't touch that. It's hot. Okay, so now I have the edge down. And then I am just going to do the same thing I did on this side. So start gluing just on the edge and then laying it down. And then the key is to do little pieces at a time. The benefit to doing little small sections at a time is that if you mess up, you can pull up just that little small section, like if you glued it too far down or too far up. And then also, if you do like a really long section, like, oh, I'm gonna save some time and just go all the way across. Well, by the time you get to sticking this down, it's gonna be dry and it was a waste of your time. Let me make sure this is lining up right. So I might need to adjust it a little bit because I don't think it's gonna lay flat. Wait, let me see. Oh. Nope, we're good. We should be good. Okay, so now I'll go on to the next section. And so now you can see there's a little space on each side of the zipper so it doesn't get caught on the fabric. Yeah, when I'm done with this, it's gonna look like I sewed it on here. It's gonna look professional. And all I did was use a hot glue gun. Yeah, I would really recommend this fine tip glue gun. I will say the reason I even bought the fine tip is because I used to make felt flowers for planner clips, and it was really recommended that you have that fine tip so that it doesn't like disperse too much hot glue. So that's how I even ended up with it. But now it's literally the only one I ever really reach for. And I have like a hands-free one that runs off of batteries and everything and doesn't have a cord, and I still use this one all the time. I don't even remember the last time I pulled out the... Actually, I do. The last time I pulled out the other ones was before I got the fine tip one. And then this part isn't glued all the way in. I'm going to tuck it in just a little bit, and then I'm going to glue. So you'll want it to essentially like loop in down in there. And if you bought the 16-inch, it'll loop down more. But because I bought the 14-inch, it just barely makes it in there. Okay, and I'm actually going to unzip this really quick so I can get a good grip on the fabric and the zipper. Again, make sure to protect your fingers. Honestly, I think I've probably burnt my fingers so many times on my hot glue gun that I don't even really feel it as bad anymore. Okay, and then there's a little bit of a gap right here that I'm going to add some more hot glue. Make sure everything is nice and cooled before you start fiddling with it. I like to run my finger along the edge and make sure that it's really nicely sealed. And see if there's any pockets. Like there's a pocket right here that probably could use a little bit more hot glue. You see how that fine tip just like squeezed right in there? Probably will need more glue on the spots where the handles are, because those spots are going to need, like they're gonna have the most like tension on them. And then all the way down. Spot right here that could use some more glue. Now, I will be honest, the only thing I don't like so far about this fabric hot glue is that it's white. So if it gets on this zipper, you can see it. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Somebody looking that close to my bag, they need some help. All right, so I just added some more glue, so I'm gonna wait for that to dry. But this is what it looks like from the top, and then from the side. It's so perfect. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's perfect for a paper crafter like me. I like to skip corners if I can without compromising the craft. And so if I can use a hot glue gun instead of sew, because I actually hate sewing. I know like very basic sewing, but if I could skip it, I will. Okay. Look at that. There is a zipper on my tote bag. And you can open it up like this. And you got a whole zipper. So that is, it looks like it, oh, this is why, okay. So wait, before I move on to the end, you see how there's a little bit of glue right here, and the zipper is getting stuck on that. Let me get a tweezers and see if I can get rid of some of that. So I'm gonna see if I could peel it up a little bit from the zipper so the zipper doesn't get stuck on it. Okay, let's see if that's better. Much better. It's just a little bit right there. All right, so I got it off of the zipper tooth. So now it zips just perfect. Now you have a zipper on your tote bag. If you have any questions, shoot them in the DMs, shoot them in the comments. And if you do this and post it, please tag me. Bye.